Ma'am, what inspired you to establish Octave?
Orc, wait.
Orc?
Wait.
Orc, wait, sorry.
Orc, wait. What inspired? Fine, sorry, what's your story?
Uh, Two different stories you have. One Gitanjali's and one mine. Okay. I'll tell you mine. Uh, I'm an organizational psychologist by profession. So it's been quite some time now into that. So I work with corporates and I am an executive coach. Rather, I was, now it's a past tense. So I was an executive coach with different companies. And that's when I figured out in 2019 that companies were hiring, neurodiverse inclusive programs were beginning. It was then not neurodiverse, it was autism inclusive programs at that point of time. And in my family, I have um, four nephews, one cousin, who are neurodiverse, some of them on the spectrum. So, out of that, three of them are young adults. So that's a question that's always been on my mind, that what happens to this group once their education is over. And then I began to come across existing employees, young managers who came to me for coaching. When from them I learned that the companies were facing a challenge getting people, neurodiverse people. They wanted to, but they were not getting. And the ones that were joining, it was difficult to sustain them. So then I thought that why can't we come in to bridge that gap, because I know that group is there and I also know the corporates who are wanting the people. Started it at that point of time, but it didn't work. It was too early. So companies were looking at numbers at that point of time. And I realized that unless a safe place is built, it will not work. But companies were not willing to get into that space at that point of time. I let it go. I got back to my job, which was always there, something I loved doing. And then our roads met. That's Gitanjali and mine. You can hear Gitanjali, what her story is, and then how we came together. Yeah.
Hmm. Okay. So I started off trying to solve a problem for myself. I'm neurodivergent, and I've had a successful career. I was involved in a medical legal public interest litigation that's now in the Supreme Court level. And when COVID came and things started moving remote, things started getting easier for people like me because we are not comfortable a lot with social interaction and speaking, all of that. So okay, so I thought time to that maybe I can check the corporate world again, but nothing's changed over there. You your ability to do the job is not necessarily tested. It's mostly your social skills um, that ends up being tested, and how um, responsive you are to a particular but very specific people. So give them the answers they're looking for, then you make it to the next level, and then you make it to the next level. So that seems strange that this has not changed at all. We talk about the advent of machine learning and AI and data science making huge inroads into everything, and but this has not changed. So I went through the process. Um, I did get into a neurodiversity friendly organization, um, a very small one. But the thing was, essentially, attitudes had not changed. Attitudes had not changed, processes have not changed, and we say things need to be top driven, which means that it has to come down. But it also it also needs to convince the person who's passing it on. So if you have a manager who has been told by his manager that you need to hire neurodivergent workforce, then it's just another job that you're doing because your performance kind of. So all these factors came into play. Um, I kind of audited a few companies, their neurodiversity hiring programs, reached out, and I came across a lot of people like me, suitable, can work. Me, I have just started trying for like a few months, but there were many others, who like from reputed institutes like Tata Institute of Social Sciences, and we had two people from IITs. See, they they've not they've not been able to sustain a job for long. And what do we do there? Like, there is a problem, needs to be solved because skill is there. There is a lot of attrition. There is a lot of, the salaries are kind of spiking. So there is a problem, there is a potential solution, you need to link it. And linking it would also solve my problem and the problem of a lot of people that I empathize with. So we got together. Panchali was looking at solving the same thing. I had already built a network in that space, and we got together to do this.
What was the most challenging problem you faced in the leadership and management of your organization? I mean, what is?
What is the most challenging? We talked about this. It's the constant change, right? Everything is always in flux. How we started off is not how we are now. And it's not a bad thing because we've moved at a pace that we did not think we would. So just keeping up with that and trying to stay on top of that. Because right now we have 55 people. When we started off, it never occurred to us we would be in the AI space, that we would have, 55 annotators. We have now what, 25, more than 25 people who's coming up in the internship programs. The scale of it is not what we imagined it to be. We thought it would probably take a lot longer, but that time frame's been compressed.
Question is, where does the name Orcave come from? Is there like a backstory to the name?
Okay, I'll take that because, yeah, it's orc weight, so ORCH. So that comes from orchestrate, and VATE comes from innovate. So it's we orchestrate and we innovate. So